Let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to break down the very real, totally chaotic world of financial market bubbles. But we're doing it with a crude, simple story about dogs. Because honestly, sometimes the absolute best way to really grasp complex financial theories is to just strip away all that intimidating Wall Street jargon, pull out a study guide, and look at the core concepts through a completely different, maybe even slightly ridiculous lens. So here's our study guide for today. First, the tennis ball economy. 2. Smart words for doggy brains. 3. Herd behavior and mania. 4. Bank leverage and margin calls. 5. When the bubble pops. And finally, the red flags of FOMO.
Section 1. The tennis ball economy. Basically, our baseline economy. Imagine a world where our happy golden retriever uses fuzzy green tennis balls as everyday currency. Dog has balls, dog buys treats, dog is a good boy. Life is simple, it's functional, and perfectly balanced.
Normally, dogs buy things strictly for utility, right? Tennis balls are exchanged for treats. But then, the local pet store announces a brand new item, the golden bone. It's shiny, and rumor has it, it's extremely rare. Instantly, the whole paradigm shifts. Dogs stop buying things just to use them, and instead, they start scooping up these rare golden bones simply to sell them to other dogs later for a profit. It's a total game changer. Moving to Section 2, Smart Words for Doggy Brains. To fully grasp this shift from utility to speculation, we really need to pause our story, put on our professor hats, and define some serious financial terms for our study guide. Our very first fundamental term is an asset. An asset is simply a valuable item you hold in your portfolio. In our little economy here, that's the golden bone. It's just something you own that holds a perceived value. Next up is liquidity. This basically measures how fast our dog can trade his golden bone back into usable everyday tennis balls. If every single dog at the park wants a bone, liquidity is super high. You can sell it instantly. But if nobody wants it, well, it has zero liquidity. At that point, it's practically just a heavy rock sitting in your backyard. And then we have the crucial one, FOMO, that overwhelming, frantic anxiety that all the other dogs are getting rich and you're being left in the dust. Fear of missing out is literally the primary psychological engine that drives absolutely any financial bubble. Which brings us to Section 3, Herd Behavior and Mania. Dog see, dog do. Let's look at how this builds into an absolute frenzy at the local dog park. Look at this poodle carrying 5 golden bones and ask yourself, why do the prices of these bones keep going up? The wild reality is, most dogs don't actually understand why the price is rising. They aren't sitting there looking at fundamentals or market caps. They just see their buddies upgrading their dog beds, and they absolutely do not want to miss out on the tennis balls. You can almost hear the panic sweeping through the park, right? Oh man, I should have bought bones. Why did I buy bones? This is herd behavior in action. It's this primal instinct. If a whole group of dogs starts barking at a fence, you're going to start barking at the fence too. If everyone around you is making the exact same decision, it feels like the right decision, even if it makes absolutely no logical sense. And this feedback loop is the engine of the bubble. Step 1, dogs buy the golden bone. Step 2, that sudden demand pushes the price up. Step 3, more dogs hear about it on doggy news and catch a massive case of FOMO. And step 4, driven by that FOMO, even more dogs buy the bone. This cycle just loops relentlessly,
pushing the price way, way beyond what the thing is actually worth.
Now for Section 4, Bank Leverage and Margin Calls. Enter the kennel bank. Now we introduce the Dobermans and Suits, who make this whole bubble significantly larger and a whole lot more dangerous.
Let's carefully break down the math for our study guide here, because this is where fortunes are literally made and destroyed. Taking out loans to invest is called leverage. Consider the normal dog. He has 10 balls, he buys 1 bone. The price goes up 10%, he makes 1 ball in profit. Safe, steady, perfectly fine. But compare that to the leverage dog. He borrows 90 balls from the kennel bank, so now he has 100 balls, enough to buy 10 bones. When the price goes up 10%, his stash is worth 110. He pays back the 90 he borrowed, and boom, he has 20 balls in pure profit. Leverage just doubled his money. Sounds amazing, right?
Well, the risk here is actually massive, because leverage works in both directions. If the bone price dips even slightly, the kennel bank gets terrified and issues a margin call. They want their borrowed balls back immediately. And if the dog can't pay it back, he's forced to sell absolutely everything, completely wiping out his savings, and he gets labeled a bad dog in terrible debt.
That leads to Section 5, when the bubble pops, a vicious negative loop. Suddenly, reality sets in. Dogs get hungry, they realize you can't actually eat a plastic bone, and total panic replaces the mania. This vicious negative loop kicks off. As prices dip just a little bit, those kennel banks force the leveraged dogs to sell their bones to pay back their debts. This sudden flood of bones hitting the market crashes the price from its absolute peak of 100 tennis balls straight down to 50 tennis balls, as more and more dogs get completely terrified and try to exit the market all at once. Plummeting all the way to 10 as desperate dogs start begging anyone, anywhere to just buy their life savings. Until finally, a bone is worth just 1 single tennis ball. It is completely returned to its true utility value. It's essentially the equivalent of a half-chewed slipper at this point. The bubble has entirely popped. And finally, Section 6, Red Flags of FOMO. How do we protect ourselves in the real world? Let's pull out our final study guide checklist so you don't end up as a sad, indebted FOMO dog. If you see these 4 warning signs out in the wild, you're more than likely looking at a very dangerous financial bubble. Number 1, average, completely uninformed dogs are making a ton of tennis balls very easily. Number 2, literally every single dog at the park is talking about the exact same bone. Number 3, lots of dogs are using leverage, borrowing balls from the kennel bank to speculate. And number 4, everyone keeps repeating that toxic mantra, bones can only go up. You always have to ask yourself this fundamental question before following the herd. Is the price of the thing way higher than what that thing is actually worth? Because ultimately, bones are just for chewing, and tennis balls are just for fetching. If the price completely disconnects from the actual utility, you're looking at a bubble. So ask yourself right now, what golden bones are you currently chasing in your own portfolio? And are you really prepared for when the market realizes they're just plastic?